Hello, Integrated 2. We are in the middle of our surface area and volume unit. We have done volume of prisms, then we did volume of cylinders, then we did volume of pyramids, and now we're at the long-awaited volume of cones. So, let's dive into it. Volume of cones. Now, last time you remember, we did pyramids, and we learned that there are three pyramids that, with the same exact base, area, and the same exact height, will fit into a prism that has the same base area and height. Now, pyramids, turns out, are the same as cones in that respect. And I tried to look this up to find another cool visual, but what you can see that I found over here on Google Images is that there are videos. If you get really bored, you want to click out of this YouTube video after you're done, you can watch, just type in volume of a cone and cylinder, and you can do exactly what I would be doing in class had I had access to my normal three-dimensional objects like this, which is I would fill up three different cones into a cylinder, and you would see it fill up almost perfectly all the way to the top. Probably a little error because, dumping water and water molecules end up getting stuck in that darn cone. But in general, just like the pyramid was length times width times height divided by 3 if you have a square base, a cone is the same as our cylinder, pi r squared h, but then we have to divide that by 3 because there are three cones that fit perfectly into a cylinder given the same base and the same height. All right, let's do this. We have our radius, because it goes from the middle over. We have our height, and we have 3.14 for pi. So on my Desmos calculator, I'm going to start by hitting a little slash. 3.14, that's pi, times our radius squared. Remember the squared button, once you click your Desmos icons, is right there. Times the height, and then divided by 3. Last time we had a whole bunch of 0.67s that we had to round. Finally, we get a new one. All right, I'm going to zoom in here, put my line. Look at the number to the right of my 1. Is it 5 or above? Nope. Then I don't give it a shove. And sure enough, this number at the end that was a 7 before, and we had a bunch of 6s, and clued you in that you had to round up the 6s to a 7. Now the fact that it stayed a 3 is a clue that you don't change anything. We just leave this as 0.21. So I can come over here. I can do 184.21. Got it. And what did it say? It tells us that we're a mathlete extraordinaire. We so fancy. Number 2 tries to trick you by throwing in this, it's called lateral height, the slant height of 14.9. Ignore this purple. It's not even there. All you need is your radius of 10 and your height of 11 and do exactly what we just did. So I'm going to reuse this equation. Instead of 4, my radius now is 10. And instead of 11, oh, it is 11 still. That's nice. So then 1151.33. Hopefully you're getting used to this calculator by now. It really is awesome. And you can use it, at least at the time of this filming, on the standardized tests, assuming you still have them. They've been canceled for this year and next. You can use a built-in Desmos calculator on a lot of those problems, and it's very nice to know how to use it, which is why I really like giving it in class, and especially now, I really like having you practice. All right, number 3 is similar, but for the first time, we've got our diameter all the way across. So right off the bat, take your diameter and divide it by 2. So 5 got by 12, divided by 2. 6 is what I want to use for my radius. So I can come up here and replace, not 16, not 2, I want 6 squared. And for the first time, my height is not 11, it's 5. And I get 188.4. If you ever get less than 2 decimal points, like this 4 is just 1, you don't have to round it. It says you need to if necessary, but that's only if you have more than 2 numbers after your decimal. Wow, it says. Wow, we've gotten simpler. I'm a little skeptical. Why would we go from diameter to radius. Oh, that's right. Because look what it says in bold. Include units in your answer. So I'm going to type in my 461.58. You can put a space or not. You can put 10 spaces if you want to. Centimeters. Notice we're in centimeters. But then because this is volume, just like we've been doing for the whole unit, it needs a 3 up here. So press the little exponent icon right there, and then put a little 3 up there. If you forget, it's going to count it partially correct. You're going to have to redo it. You're going to be confused why. You might send me an email. Dylan, number 4 is broken on the cones lesson. What's up? I'd say watch that video, because you can see you got to put those units. Number 5 is one that combines using units with the diameter. Notice this one goes all the way across, just like number 3. So I am once again just going to do my diameter divided by 2. Then I could plug that radius in. I really like just replacing these numbers in this Desmos calculator. It makes it so easy. I might have gotten lucky there. I didn't have to round. I almost forgot my units too. You would have seen in live time what happens when you forget your units. Instead, right home. Finally, number 7. Just 7. Or sorry, number 6. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Well, 7, 8, 9. It was why did 6 then, once it got back and fought 7? Why was 6 all of a sudden... Why was 6 extra confident that 7 couldn't have its revenge on 6? It's because 6 knew that no matter how hard 7 tried, he would never be able to get even. Get it? Even? Oh, such a good joke. Okay. Number 6, here we go. Find the height of a cone with the volume is 2,666, so that's satanic. 0.91, use 3.14 for pi, and round your answer to the nearest tenth if necessary. We're going to have to work backwards now. Pay careful attention here. This is not for the faint of heart. I'm going to write this one out in a few steps, and then we're going to do the calculated math. I know from my formula that the volume is going to be pi times the radius squared times the height divided by 3. So if I want to solve for the height, I'm going to have to do some algebra. My backwards PEMDAS, my SADME. I can multiply both sides by 3. So that gives me 3v is pi times radius squared. Then I could divide both sides by pi. That leaves me 3v over pi is equal to r squared. So then finally I could take the square. Oh, wait, times height. I forgot this height over here. Thank God. Okay, so if I want to solve for this height right here, I can actually, in addition to dividing by pi, I can also divide by r squared. And that gives me left with h. So writing it over here, I know it looks super complicated. You guys are probably really confused right now, but don't worry. I will show you. So 3 times volume divided by pi times radius squared. Wow. All right. Take a picture with your phone, write it down on a piece of paper, because here we go. We are going to need to, over in our Desmos calculator, on top, take our volume. So for me it's 266.6.91. And you're going to need to multiply that by 3. And then on your bottom, you need to divide it by pi times radius, which they give you on the bottom, squared. Whew! If you do that correctly, you will get a number that is very close to a whole number. Minus 13.0s and eventually some other stuff. Rounding to the nearest hundredth, though, that's 13.00 or just 13. I believe from years past, every one of you could have a whole number for your height. And we could even check it. I could say, hey, what is 3.14 times my radius squared times this height, that 13 that I got, divided by 3. Do I get 2666.91? Yes. Yes, I do. Rounded up. But I do. And that's why it's not perfectly 13. There you go. Hopefully that makes sense. You might have to watch this back a few times. Try it a few times. It's a little bit complicated of an explanation. But that is the beauty of being able to watch these videos, film them, watch them from home. You can do it as many times as you need to until you get it right. All right, that's it. There's our 100. We are done now with our volume lessons. We'll have a surface area lesson next time. For now, I hope you all are safe, happy, healthy, and well. And this has been, as it always is, Class Away from Class. Bye-bye.